you don't know the whole deal with day in the life type of thing. Started actually yesterday. Started last night. Been using the Galaxy A53. Uh, I have my Helium mobile SIM in it, and yeah, it's been doing great, especially since the fact that yesterday, took a software security update. So it is running Android 14. It is on One UI 6.1. It's got its pluses. It's got some cool things to it, which I'll go over throughout the video. And it's also got its caveats. One of the major one is the Exynos 1280 chip in here. And if you're doing anything heavy or anything like that, you're for sure going to have a little bit of stutter. But besides that, there's a lot of cool things, a lot of good things to it. So let's get on with my day. It's like 3:30 in the morning. Got to do Amazon Flex deliveries at 4 a.m. So we got to head over to the site, get our route, and get things sorted out. So let's go. All right, we made it to the spot. While my wife went to go and check on our route, see what we got. I'll say this: the Galaxy A53 is a very interesting device. Quite frankly, when it comes to devices that I enjoy to use, right? Like, I really enjoy the Pixel A series. That's my go-to and favorite device at all that I really enjoy. It's so funny that the Galaxy A53 is another device that I truly enjoy. And while I have played around with the Galaxy A54, I have played around with the Galaxy A55, and I think that those phones are pretty decent. It's good on Samsung that they're keeping support for the Galaxy A53. This is a 2-year-old mid-range device offered by Samsung, and it's still being supported today. As of yesterday, of me putting my SIM back inside of it, it's gotten the July 5th security patch update, One UI 6.1 on Android 14. Is it going to get Android 15? I really doubt that. But if it does get it, that would be pleasantly shocking. So what I intend to do this morning while we're doing our route of deliveries and everything, I'm gonna take some photos. I'll obviously record a video with it, and just show you guys the different cameras that, camera settings and stuff like that you can do. And also give you my thoughts on just how well it's performing or not well it's performing. You'll get the good and the bad. So waiting for her to pick up our route, and then we're gonna head out of here and start the rest of our day. One thing I will say is the biometrics on this is actually pretty good. It does have face unlock too, but the biometrics for face unlock is not you can't use it for like apps, so it's not the same as like on my Pixel 8a. However, today is going to be a warm one for sure. We are looking at highs at it says 112 now. Thankfully it dropped. Earlier it said 114. So yeah, as you can see, we got a pretty hot summer going on. But I will say this though, for the Exynos 1280, at times it can be very fluid, and then there's times where it could just be very janky. What I can tell you guys though is like some gaming. I play games like that, Ninja Must Die, Pokemon Go, and they seem to do okay. Currently right now running on my Helium service, which uses T-Mobile. And another thing I will say though is that the display panel on this is pretty good for a budget mid-range. It's pretty good. So as you can see with the cameras, they do fairly okay. At least we're getting the photos, for keepsake memories. But I will say this: at times, while they seem pretty vivid and saturated, sometimes they can be a bit blurry. It's like hit and miss with that camera sensor. Sometimes the focus just gets locked or stuck or something, causes a blurry photo. But other than that, it does very well, whether it's 64 megapixel or 16 megapixel. You guys be the judge. anyways, this is recording in 60 frames per second, full HD. The previous two clips that you guys saw were recorded with the main camera sensor. And then the audio is obviously for the microphone, and it's going to be the same whether it's the front camera or the rear camera. It makes no difference. Anyways, yeah, we got the rest of these packages to deliver. And so these are the video camera capabilities of the Galaxy A53. Alright, so it is 5:57 a.m. and we are currently sitting at 83% battery. So I'd say battery is pretty decent, depending if you're just doing normal things. Now, if you're getting into like heavy stuff like gaming and everything like that, you can kill the battery pretty quickly on this. But overall, I would say the battery's pretty good, but I'll check back in later, let you guys know how the battery's doing at that point. So we'll see. Alright, so we're at second to our last delivery, and I've been playing Pokemon Go for about an hour, and so the last time I checked in with you guys, it was 83% battery before I started playing Pokemon Go and catching Pokemon and, you know, all that good stuff. If you know the game, you know the game. Right now I'm currently sitting at 64% battery life. So, like I said, when you game and you do a lot of heavy things on it, expect the battery to drop pretty dramatically. But there is also another factor to that battery, and that's your service provider. For some reason, anytime that I use anything T-Mobile on this device, and the battery will go quicker. If I use, like, you know, Verizon, like if I put Visible in here, the battery seems to do just a little bit better. Nothing drastically different. You know, I'm not saying like if I had Visible on here playing Pokemon Go, I would have dropped from 83% to 75%. No, I would have probably dropped from like 83% to like, you know, 68, 69%, 70%. Maybe about like there. So just a little heads up on the battery life. Yeah, so my wife and I decided not to do any more Amazon Flex today. It's way too hot for that. But it is 3:40 p.m. We are sitting at like 26% battery. And you know what? In my closing thoughts, the Galaxy A53 is that this is a mid-range device. You got to keep that in mind. And it's a 2-year-old mid-range device. Yes, it's still getting treatments. I doubt it's going to get Android 15. But all aspects for it are really good. Audio, battery. Yeah, it's, you know, nice touch. And the fact that Samsung is still keeping it up to date with some security patches, I really appreciate that. Overall, solid phone, but remember, it's still a mid-ranger, and it's pretty much near its end of life. I'm guesstimating on that. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the Galaxy A53 as I use it throughout this morning. Any questions, comments, or concerns, emotional outbursts, drop them in the comments section. Check the description to get 1 month free with Helium Mobile using my promo code. It's in the description for you guys. Other than that, I mean, yeah, still pretty good phone. Glad I got one. And if this reacts this way, imagine what the A55 is like.